Welcome back now to our Campaign 2020 coverage. 3 criminal justice reform propositions will be placed in the hands of California voters come November. This plan would restore voting rights to people on parole, authorize felony sentences for certain misdemeanors, and change the bail system. Our KION's Alicia Machado has a closer look at how these ballot measures could potentially change California's criminal justice system.
This election season, you'll get to decide if Californians on parole should have the right to vote. Currently, people who have committed a felony and are on parole can't vote. If approved, Proposition 17 would amend the Constitution to restore that right. Parole is a supervised period after inmates complete their prison sentence and are released. It typically lasts a few years, but could be longer in some situations.
What people don't realize is that parole is not a punishment. It's actually a reintegration period. We're asking them to get a driver's license. We're asking them to get a job, to pay taxes, to take care of their families. But we still want to disenfranchise them when it comes to voting.
Supporters with Yes on Prop 17 estimate this could impact nearly 50,000 Californians who have returned home from prison, something Watsonville local Bernard Gomez can relate to. He was formerly incarcerated and recently got off of parole.
I haven't even been able to register in years. And for me, it's just another form of reintegrating into the community. That's why I believe Prop 17 is like imperative to bring back a sense of humanity and belonging to us that are so often outcast, demonized, criminalized, marginalized.
The state legislature voted to put the proposition on the ballot. Much of the opposition is coming from Republican lawmakers like State Senator Jim Nielsen, who said part of their sentence is to complete the parole period. Those opposed believe voting is a privilege and argue parolees shouldn't be trusted until they've completed their full sentence. On the ballot, a yes vote would restore voting rights upon completion of prison term. A no vote would keep the system the way it is. When you open your ballot, you'll also see Prop 20, which would authorize felony sentences for certain offenses currently treated as misdemeanors. It would also restrict parole for certain offenses currently considered nonviolent. Supporters of Prop 20 argue that crimes like sex trafficking of children and assault with a deadly weapon, among others, should be considered violent crimes.
The polling data shows that the vast majority of Californians think that felony domestic violence or rape of all sorts should be considered violent.
They are trying to prevent people who have been convicted of crimes like rape or assault from getting an early release.
The crimes that we're talking about are centered around victims.
If approved, the prop would also add a felony for serial theft when a person is caught stealing a value of $250 for the third time, and it would reinstate DNA collection for people convicted of theft and drug crimes. Those opposed argue that approval of this proposition will roll back progress with criminal justice reform and waste taxpayer dollars on prisons. They're also concerned that types of petty theft could be charged as serious felonies and lead to more teenagers and people of color being locked up for low-level nonviolent crimes. Again, a yes vote would approve these changes to the system, and a no vote would keep things as they are. We reached out to Senator Nielsen's office regarding Prop 17 and the No on 20 campaign multiple times, but they did not respond to our request for comment. Reporting for KION News, I'm Alicia Machado.